Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the emotional whirlwinds and tangled relationships on The Bold and the Beautiful as we preview the dramatic events unfolding on Tuesday, April 29th. From family loyalties and romantic reconciliations to unexpected alliances and heartfelt confessions, this episode promises to keep fans glued to their screens. Let's unravel the intricate web of desires, betrayals, and second chances that define the lives of the Forrester family and their closest allies, with added layers of speculation, new perspectives, and in-depth character insights. Hope stands by Brooke in her quest for Ridge's heart. In a surprising turn of events, Hope Logan emerges as the steadfast pillar of support for her mother, Brooke Logan, who is determined to reclaim Ridge Forrester's love. Despite Brooke's past littered with heartbreak and betrayals, many of which have directly wounded Hope herself, her daughter chooses to prioritize her mother's happiness. This isn't just a fleeting gesture, it's a testament to Hope's enduring compassion. She sees the pain in Brooke's eyes, the longing for a love that has defined much of her life, and decides to set aside personal grievances. Imagine Hope sitting with Brooke over a quiet cup of coffee at the Forrester mansion, offering words of encouragement. Perhaps even strategizing subtle ways for Brooke to remind Ridge of their shared history. This dynamic introduces a fresh angle. Could Hope unwittingly become a matchmaker in this saga? Or will her involvement stir more tension with other family members who disapprove of Brooke's pursuits? Moreover, Hope's decision to back her mother sheds light on her own growth as a character. Once a victim of Brooke's choices, often sacrificed at the altar of Ridge's affections, Hope now seems to understand the complexity of her mother's heart. Could this be the beginning of a healed bond between mother and daughter, or is it a setup for another devastating fallout if Ridge rejects Brooke once more? The stakes are high, and the emotional undercurrents in these scenes are bound to tug at viewers' heartstrings. Eric Forrester pushes Ridge toward a familiar path. Meanwhile, patriarch Eric Forrester takes center stage as he delivers a heartfelt plea to his son, Ridge, urging him to reconsider his current romantic entanglement with Taylor Hayes and return to Brooke. Eric, with his decades of wisdom and perspective on the family's tumultuous history, believes that Ridge and Brooke share an unbreakable bond. A destiny written in the stars, or at least in the storied halls of Forrester Creations. Picture Eric and Ridge in a tense, dimly lit office confrontation, with Eric's voice thick with emotion as he recalls the countless times Ridge and Brooke have found their way back to each other. He might even bring up old memories, like their iconic wedding at the Forrester estate, to jog Ridge's memory of better days. However, Ridge remains steadfast in his commitment to Taylor, a choice that feels like a stubborn stand against his father's wishes. After all, Ridge's recent history with Brooke is marred by his own feelings of betrayal, even if those perceptions were skewed. His swift pivot to Taylor's arms after their latest fallout speaks volumes about his conflicted heart, but it also paints him as a man torn between loyalty and longing. Will Eric's words plant a seed of doubt, or will Ridge dig his heels in deeper, determined to prove that his life with Taylor is the right path? This father-son clash adds a compelling layer of generational tension to the storyline, reminding us that in the Forrester family, love is never just a personal affair, it's a legacy. Carter Walton seeks Hope's forgiveness and affection. On another front, Carter Walton refuses to let go of his feelings for Hope, approaching her with a raw, vulnerable question. Does she still want him as passionately as he desires her? This moment crackles with potential, as Carter lays his heart on the line in a quiet corner of Forrester Creations. Perhaps during a late-night meeting surrounded by sketches and fabric swatches. His persistence is admirable, especially given the recent chaos in Hope's life, where betrayal seems to lurk around every corner. Carter's timing couldn't be more strategic. Hope's forgiving nature has been on full display lately as she pardons those who've wronged her. From family to friends. Might she see Carter as a safe harbor amid the storm, or will lingering doubts about his past actions keep her at arm's length? Adding a twist to this romantic pursuit, we introduce a fictional rival, Daphne Rose, a charismatic newcomer to the fashion world who has set her sights on Carter. Daphne, with her sharp wit and undeniable charm, represents a fresh challenge for Hope. Perhaps viewers will witness a charged encounter at a Forrester gala where Daphne openly flirts with Carter, leaving Hope to grapple with unexpected jealousy. This invented subplot heightens the drama, forcing Hope to confront whether she's truly ready to fight for Carter or if her heart is too scarred from recent betrayals to take another risk. Fans will be eager to see if Hope's response to Carter's plea is a definitive yes, a hesitant maybe, or a heart-wrenching no. Brooke's resurgence after the fashion show frenzy. This week's heavy focus on Brooke doesn't come as a shock, especially following the high-stakes drama of the recent Forrester Creations fashion show. With the spotlight back on her, Brooke is laser-focused on winning Ridge over, her determination fueled by a mix of nostalgia and unyielding hope. Visualize Brooke poring over old photographs in her elegant living room, each image a reminder of the fiery passion she and Ridge once shared. Her resolve is palpable, and the support from Hope adds a surprising boost to her confidence. But beneath this bravado, there's a fragility. Brooke knows that Ridge's heart is currently pledged to Taylor, and every step toward him risks public humiliation if he turns her away again. What's fascinating here is the moral ambiguity of Brooke's pursuit. Her history with Ridge is a roller coaster of selfish decisions and mutual betrayals, often at the expense of others, including Hope. Yet, there's something undeniably magnetic about their connection, a pull that even critics of their pairing can't ignore. Could this latest chapter be the one where Brooke finally proves her growth, or will it reinforce the narrative that she and Ridge are doomed to repeat their toxic cycle? The writers seem poised to explore whether redemption is possible for a couple so steeped in controversy. Eric's unwavering belief in Ridge and Brooke's destiny. Eric's continued advocacy for Ridge and Brooke's reunion adds depth to his character, painting him as the guardian of the family's romantic lore. In a private conversation, perhaps over a glass of vintage scotch in his study, Eric might remind Ridge of the sacrifices Brooke has made over the years, framing her missteps as acts of desperate love rather than malice. He could argue that Taylor, while a wonderful partner, represents a safer, less chaotic choice, one that doesn't truly challenge Ridge's soul the way Brooke does. Eric's perspective isn't just nostalgia, it's a conviction that true love, however messy, deserves to be fought for. Ridge, however, counters with his familiar refrain of devotion to Taylor, a stance that feels both genuine and defensive. His quick retreat to Taylor after Brooke's perceived betrayal hints at a deeper flaw: Ridge's inability to be alone, always needing a partner to define his worth. This dynamic begs the question, is Ridge truly in love with Taylor, or is she a convenient shield against the pain Brooke has caused? Eric's push might not yield immediate results, but it's bound to linger in Ridge's mind, setting the stage for future conflicts and revelations. Hope's dilemma, Carter's charm versus Daphne's threat. Circling back to Hope and Carter, the emotional stakes are elevated by the presence of Daphne Rose, whose pursuit of Carter introduces a modern-day love triangle to the mix. Imagine a scene at a trendy Los Angeles cafe where Daphne accidentally bumps into Carter, her laughter and lingering glances impossible for Hope to ignore from across the room. This fictional character, with her bold confidence and mysterious backstory, perhaps she's a former model with ties to Forrester's past, adds a layer of intrigue. Hope, already wrestling with her forgiving tendencies, must now decide if Carter is worth the fight or if she should step back and protect her heart. Carter, for his part, seems oblivious to Daphne's advances, his focus squarely on Hope. His sincerity is evident. But Hope's recent track record of leniency toward betrayers might make her question if she's simply repeating a pattern of self-sacrifice. Will she embrace Carter's love? Or will Daphne's interference tip the scales? This subplot promises to keep viewers guessing, blending classic soap opera romance with a fresh face to stir the pot. The inevitable question: how soon until Ridge and Brooke reunite? Finally, the burning question on every fan's mind: how long before Ridge and Brooke find their way back to each other? Their history suggests it's not a matter of if, but when. With Eric's nudging, Hope's support, and Brooke's relentless pursuit, the odds seem tilted in favor of a reunion. Yet, Taylor's presence and Ridge's current loyalty create formidable obstacles. Perhaps a dramatic event, a health scare for Eric or a public scandal involving Taylor, could serve as the catalyst to reunite the star-crossed lovers. Until then, fans can expect a slow burn, with each episode layering more tension and temptation. In conclusion, Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful is shaping up to be a masterclass in soap opera drama, weaving together themes of forgiveness, loyalty, and the eternal dance of love and loss. Whether it's Hope's unexpected role as her mother's cheerleader, Eric's impassioned plea for family unity, or Carter's quest to win Hope amidst new competition, there's no shortage of emotional stakes to keep us hooked. Next, we will explore the captivating twists and turns awaiting us on The Bold and the Beautiful as family pressures, romantic dilemmas, and unexpected living arrangements shake up the lives of our favorite characters. From Ridge Forrester's struggle to balance loyalty and love amidst scheming relatives, to Liam Spencer's peculiar move that raises eyebrows, and the unrelenting push from the Logan clan, there's no shortage of drama to unpack. Join us as we delve into these storylines with fresh details, creative reimaginations, and intriguing new elements that amplify the stakes in this ever-tangled soap opera saga. Steffy's emotional plea, guilt-tripping Ridge to stay with Taylor. The week kicks off with a charged atmosphere as Steffy Forrester, fiercely protective of her mother Taylor Hayes, confronts her father Ridge with a potent mix of frustration and desperation. After discovering that Brooke Logan and her allies swapped the showstopper dress at the recent Forrester Creations fashion event for a dramatic stunt, Steffy's suspicions of the Logan family's manipulations boil over. Picture Steffy cornering Ridge in the sleek, glass-walled design studio, her voice laced with emotion as she reminds him of the promise he made not to shatter Taylor's heart again. This isn't just a casual reminder, it's a full-blown guilt trip, with Steffy painting the Logans as master schemers determined to pull Ridge back into Brooke's orbit through deceit, adding a new layer to this tension. Let's imagine Steffy bringing up a specific memory, a tender moment from her childhood when Taylor stood by Ridge during a personal crisis. Perhaps a business scandal that threatened Forrester Creations. This nostalgic jab could deepen Ridge's inner conflict, as Steffy argues that Taylor has always been his unwavering rock, unlike Brooke, whose past betrayals Steffy eagerly recounts. While she conveniently glosses over Ridge's own contributions to his rocky history with Brooke, her words carry weight. Will this emotional ambush sway Ridge, or will it push him to question whether his daughter's bias clouds her judgment? The dynamic here introduces a raw father-daughter power struggle, with Steffy fighting for her mother's happiness at all costs, Ridge's resolve, standing firm with Taylor against family pressure. As the week progresses, Ridge finds himself under siege from multiple fronts, particularly from his father, Eric Forrester, who staunchly believes Ridge's destiny lies with Brooke. In a poignant scene, perhaps set in the opulent Forrester mansion library surrounded by family portraits, Eric passionately urges Ridge to return to Brooke, insisting that their tumultuous history is proof of an unbreakable bond. But Ridge, weary of being a pawn in others' romantic agendas, pushes back with a rare display of conviction. He reaffirms his commitment to Taylor, his tone resolute as he tells Eric that his heart has chosen a different path this time. To enrich this narrative, let's introduce a fictional moment where Ridge takes a solitary walk through the Forrester estate gardens after this confrontation, reflecting on his past waffling between the two women. This introspection could reveal a newfound maturity in Ridge's realization that constant back and forth has only hurt everyone involved. He might even confide in Taylor later that evening over a candlelit dinner, assuring her that Brooke's latest scheme at the fashion show failed to sway him. To further complicate matters, imagine Ridge implementing a subtle boundary at work, requesting that Brooke's access to his design space be limited to avoid further manipulation. This bold move signals that Ridge might finally be taking control of his narrative, leaving Brooke to grapple with the cold reality of his rejection. Brooke's heartache and the Logan conspiracy. Brooke Logan, meanwhile, remains consumed by her belief in a shared destiny with Ridge, fueled by the encouragement of her sisters Donna and Katie Logan, as well as Eric. Their collective scheming, highlighted by the audacious fashion show stunt, paints them as relentless co-conspirators in Brooke's quest. Envision Brooke in her elegant penthouse, staring out over the Los Angeles skyline as she confides in Donna about her fears of losing Ridge forever. The swapped showstopper dress, meant to dazzle Ridge and rekindle old flames, has backfired spectacularly, leaving Brooke to question if her tactics have pushed him further away. A new twist emerges with the introduction of a rumored visit from Nick Marone, a past flame, expected to arrive in LA by June. This invented subplot adds a layer of anticipation. Could Nick be the wild card that either reignites Brooke's confidence or deepens her heartbreak if Ridge remains with Taylor? For now, Brooke's isolation grows as Ridge's avoidance tactics at Forrester Creations become apparent, symbolizing not just a personal rejection but a professional one too. The Logan sisters might rally around her with a late-night strategy session, brainstorming new ways to pierce Ridge's defenses. But the spoilers suggest Brooke remains alone for the foreseeable future, her dreams of reconciliation hanging by a thread. Eric's unyielding advocacy for Brooke and Ridge's reunion. Eric Forrester's role as the family's moral compass, or perhaps meddling patriarch, takes center stage as he continues to champion Brooke's cause. In a heated exchange with Ridge midweek, perhaps over a morning coffee in the Forrester boardroom, Eric's words carry the weight of decades of observation. He argues that Brooke and Ridge are where they belong together despite the chaos their relationship often breeds. Let's imagine Eric pulling out an old sketchbook from Ridge's early design days, filled with doodles inspired by Brooke, as a visual reminder of their intertwined lives. Ridge, however, isn't easily swayed, countering with a firm declaration of loyalty to Taylor. This clash of wills reveals a deeper rift. Eric's inability to respect Ridge's autonomy clashes with Ridge's frustration at being endlessly directed. A fictional anecdote could heighten this tension. Suppose Eric recalls a time when Ridge nearly lost everything due to a fallout with Brooke, only to find solace in her forgiveness. Will such stories chip away at Ridge's resolve? Or will they only strengthen his determination to forge a stable future with Taylor? This generational tug-of-war promises to keep viewers hooked as loyalties are tested. Liam's shocking move. A guest house arrangement with Steffy and Finn. In an unexpected turn, Liam Spencer's storyline takes a bizarre twist as he reportedly moves into the guest house on Steffy and Finn's property. This development, hinted at in Thursday's spoilers, leaves Hope Logan reeling with confusion and suspicion. Picture Liam casually unpacking his belongings in the cozy seaside guest house previously occupied by Taylor, while Steffy explains to Finn that this arrangement allows Liam to spend precious time with their daughter Kelly Spencer. A new layer emerges with the secret of Liam's brain tumor, a devastating diagnosis Steffy and Finn are privy to, prompting their decision to keep him close for monitoring. To expand on this, let's imagine Hope confronting Liam at a local cafe, her brow furrowed as she questions why he'd live with his ex-wife and her husband, unaware of his health crisis. Hope might suspect ulterior motives, perhaps a ploy to win Steffy back. Liam, maintaining his silence on the tumor for now, adds fuel to her doubts by suggesting she reunite with Carter Walton. This invented dialogue could show Hope's hurt, wondering if Liam is pushing her away to clear his own path. The emotional stakes skyrocket. Will Hope's suspicions force Liam to reveal his tragic secret, or will misunderstandings deepen their divide? This quirky living arrangement injects a fresh dose of intrigue into their dynamic. Hope's growing doubts and Liam's cryptic advice. By Friday, Hope's unease about Liam's new setup intensifies, compounded by his odd encouragement to rekindle things with Carter. Envision Hope pacing her office at Forrester Creations, replaying Liam's words in her mind as she struggles to decipher his intentions. Could Liam's advice stem from a selfless desire to see her happy? Or does it mask a hidden agenda tied to his proximity to Steffy? A fictional twist introduces a late-night text exchange where Hope probes Liam for clarity, only to receive vague, evasive replies that heighten her mistrust. This evolving storyline also sheds light on Hope's own vulnerabilities. Her recent pattern of forgiveness might clash with a growing wariness of being manipulated yet again. Perhaps she confides in her Aunt Katie Logan over a glass of wine, seeking advice on whether to trust Liam's motives or guard her heart. The suspense builds as viewers wonder if this strange chapter will lead to a shattering revelation about Liam's health, or if it will spiral into a full-blown misunderstanding that fractures their bond further. The big question, will Ridge hold fast to Taylor? Ultimately, the central mystery looms large. Will Ridge remain committed to Taylor amidst the relentless pressure from Eric, Brooke, and the Logan sisters? Current spoilers and promos tilt toward Ridge digging in his heels, chastising Eric for overstepping and reassuring Taylor of his devotion. Imagine a poignant moment where Ridge and Taylor share a quiet evening on the Forrester mansion balcony, their hands entwined as he vows to resist the schemes surrounding them. Yet, the history of Ridge's indecision casts a shadow. Could a sudden crisis or a lingering memory of Brooke unravel his resolve? For now, Brooke's gambits appear to falter, leaving her isolated as Ridge prioritizes Taylor. But in the unpredictable world of the bold and the beautiful, nothing is set in stone. Stay tuned to BMB Spoilers channel for the latest updates. And share your thoughts in the comments. Are you Team Taylor or Team Brooke in this endless love tug-of-war? With family loyalties clashing and secrets simmering, this week promises to be an emotional roller coaster.